Today's video is going to be about accounting concepts, which you might find boring, but they're super crucial for you to understand, so stay tuned. Hey everybody, what's up and welcome to another segment of Business Time where I share some of the things I learned around managing my own business as a freelancer, business owner. And today I want to explain the concept of cash flow versus profits and loss, because this is something that for years I did not understand. I did not understand the difference. I didn't know that there's a difference, and I didn't understand that the way that I've measured things and the numbers that I was keeping track of didn't help me to understand what goes on in my business and how to grow it and really understand what's going on so that I can optimize for it. So basically, here's what my spreadsheet used to look like. I'm not going to show you the spreadsheet, but basically it would be kind of like a document where every month I would say, here's the money that I got this month. So client A paid this sum of money and client B got me this amount of money, and what expenses did I had this month. So this came off my credit card and I had to do this expense and this expense. And I think that a lot of this document basically represented what happened in my bank account every specific month. And I would look at that and try to project from that what's going to happen next month. Okay, so they paid me the down payment, so next month they're not going to pay me, and the next milestone is in 2 months, so in 2 months they're going to pay me this and that. This is basically managing your cash flow, which is super, super important because you need to know how much money you have in your bank account at every single moment. But it does not mean what literally happens in your business. And let me give you an example, because let's imagine, and this is literally how a lot of my projects look like. So I would take a project, let's say it's branding and a website, and it would turn out to be kind of like a 3 months project. Just that's how long it would take it. And the way that I structure my milestones payment is they will probably pay 50% upfront, and then maybe 25 more after I present the design, and then 25% when development done. That's how it would be structured. So basically what would happen is I would get, on the first month, I would get a lot of money. Then on the second month, where a lot of the job is being happened, I don't get any money. And then maybe the months later, I get 2 of the other milestones. So you kind of have like peak of money, no money, peak of money. Now, when you look at it like this, again, looking at the cash flow, you might think, oh my God, my business is not stable. Some months I'm getting a lot of money, and then other times I'm not getting money. What happened in months number 2? Something is not wrong there. I'm not making any money. I should solve that. There's a problem in my business. But the reality is that when you look at profit loss, what profit loss stands for is how much money did you generate this month, regardless of if you actually spent that money or got this money or not got this money, and how much money did your business, what resources did your business use in order to produce that work. So in the case of the project, literally I did the same amount of work every month. So let's imagine it's a 30K project, right? So instead of writing like first month I got 15K, then month 2 I got 0, and month 3 I got another 15K. Literally what you had to do to produce it, assuming that you work the same number of hours every month, is literally you generated 10K every month for 3 months. And that, assuming that it goes, that actually shows that your business is actually stable. Now that's the same is right for expenses. So for me, usually I would pay for my Adobe Creative Suite at the beginning of the year, a big lump of money. So I would say at the beginning of the year, oh my God, I have so many expenses at the beginning of the year. Something went wrong during January. But that's not the case. Literally, I'm just paying for software that I will be using, for the whole year. So what you need to do when you look at cash flow, the profit loss document, is actually divide that money into 12. So the actual expense I'm using for Adobe products, for example, is instead of, I don't even remember how much I pay for this, but you divide it into a monthly fee, because that's literally how you're using that product. Now, once you do that different kind of accounting, and you need to have both documents, the cash flow to understand what happens in your bank account. But when you're looking at the profit loss, you can start really understanding at what projects actually, generate more money, because per month they add more profit to the business, and they maybe require less expenses because you had less, you bought less stock images for that project, or you use less, outsourcing or other people to work with. And so when you look that way, when you look at the profit loss, you really see how your business is profitable. Because at the end of the day, what is profit loss, right? You want to know that you're making more profit than your expenses. This is the actual profit. But let's imagine going to the cash flow, and this is the beginning of the year. So I have lots of expenses because I pay my Adobe thing yearly. I pay my coach a few months in advance. And so January was, a month with so many expenses. But that doesn't mean that January was not profitable, right? I might have still generated more money than the resource that I actually used in January. So you have to understand the difference, that just because you spent a lot of money this month doesn't mean that it's not a profitable month. You have to have those two different accounting methods. You have to look at those two docs, and you have to know how to manage them. Now, if you want to have a good business, obviously you want to have a lot of cash flow. You want to have the money coming in, as fast as possible, by having down payments and stuff like that. You want to have your expenses actually pushed back. So maybe you don't want to pay yearly for your products. Maybe you want to, pay your outsourcing people like net 30 or something. And that way you have a lot of money that you can work with. This is what's called like positive cash flow. But still, you have to know that your business is profitable. And the only way to know that your business is profitable is by looking at the profit loss, which is what actually was generated, not what actually came in to the bank account. I hope this was helpful for you. I know that it might be kind of like, and you might need to look at the spreadsheets to actually understand how that looked different. But I really recommend that you check the spreadsheet, which you keep track. Most of the accounting software that you use to, create invoicing and stuff like that, they help you to understand cash flow, but they don't help you to understand profit loss. That you probably need to do on your own. So do that so you can really understand what's going on in your business and create a profitable business. Have an awesome day.